Today is January 8th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are going to continue the Doctor's Opinion. We'll be reading Roman numeral 32. We're finally back to the 12 and 12 today. We'll be reading the first part of Step 1, page 21. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. We've been getting another set of 24 hours, and that is always a good thing. Another opportunity to change and work the program, and yeah, that's an exciting thing. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, so if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, Dr. Silkworth, he's talking about these two men that absolutely blew his mind as far as being transformed. So he was in the middle of a story talking about the second man, saying his alcoholic problem was so complex, his depression so great that we felt his only hope would be through what we then called moral psychology. And we doubted even if that would have any effect. So again, we're on Roman numeral 32. We'll keep on going. However, he did become sold on the ideas contained in this book. He has not had a drink for a great many years. I see him now and then, and he is the finest specimen of manhood as one could wish to meet. I earnestly advise every alcoholic to read this book through. And though perhaps he came to scoff, he may remain to pray. William D. Silkworth, M.D. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. This is page 21. Who cares to admit complete defeat? Practically no one, of course. Every natural instinct cries out against the idea of personal powerlessness. It is truly awful to admit that, glass in hand, we have warped our minds into such an obsession for destructive drinking that only an act of providence can remove it from us. No other kind of bankruptcy is like this one. Alcohol, now become the rapacious creditor, bleeds us of all self-sufficiency and all will to resist his demands. Once this stark fact is accepted, our bankruptcy as going human concerns is complete. But upon entering AA, we soon take quite another view of this absolute humiliation. We perceive that only through utter defeat are we able to take our first steps toward liberation and strength. Our admissions of personal powerlessness finally turn out to be the firm bedrock upon which happy and purposeful lives may be built. We know that little good can come to any alcoholic who joins AA unless he's first accepted his devastating weakness and all of its consequences. Until he so humbles himself, his sobriety, if any, will be precarious. Of real happiness he will find none at all. Proved beyond doubt by an immense experience, this is one of the facts of AA life. The principle that we shall find no enduring strength until we first admit complete defeat is the main taproot from which our whole society has sprung and flowered. "24 hours a day, January 8th. AA Thought for the Day. Everyone who comes into AA knows the bitter experience that he or she can't drink. I know that drinking has been the cause of all my major troubles, or has made them worse. Now that I've found a way out, I will hang on to AA with both hands. St. Paul once said that nothing in the world, neither powers nor principalities, life nor death, could separate him from the love of God. Once I have given my drinking problem to God, should anything in the world separate me from my sobriety? Meditation for the day. I know that my new life will not be immune from difficulties, but I will have peace even in difficulties. I know that serenity is the result of faithful, trusting acceptance of God's will, even in the midst of difficulties. St. Paul said, "Our light afflictions, which are but for a moment, work for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." Prayer for the day. I pray that I may welcome difficulties. I pray that they may test my strength and build my character. Daily Reflection, January 8th. Do I have a choice? The fact is that most alcoholics, for reasons yet obscure, have lost the power of choice in drink. Our so-called willpower becomes practically non-existent. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 24. My powerlessness over alcohol does not cease when I quit drinking. In sobriety, I still have no choice. I can't drink. The choice I do have is to pick up and use the kit of spiritual tools. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 25. When I do that, my higher power relieves me of my lack of choice and keeps me sober one more day. If I could choose not to pick up a drink today, where then would be my need for AA or a higher power? Okay, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and it's nice to read the 12 and 12 today and talk about the powerlessness, admitting defeat. It took me a long time to admit defeat. As I've said many times, I kept thinking, well, maybe I'm just depressed, or the alcohol is not the problem. Then I tried to stop drinking, and I couldn't. I would rationalize within hours, maybe not even that long, the next day, after maybe a blackout or after doing stupid things while drinking. And I would firmly make this resolution: I am not going to drink today. And then by 8 or 9 o'clock, I'm already talking myself into it. It was hard. And it took a lot of pain, because like I've said many times, I'm a slow learner. It took a lot of pain before I finally admitted, I can't do this alone. I can't stop drinking. And then I love the 24 hours too, the prayer for the day. I pray that I may welcome difficulties. I pray that they may test my strength and build my character. Somebody I used to talk to always said, you know what? It's not that you have a bad day, you're having a character building day. Kind of reframed those difficulties. And in my job, man, there are days where I just want to rip my hair out. But I try these days to thank my higher power, because it brings to my attention some things within me, these difficulties. And I will say there are days where I wanted to rip my hair out, but maybe I can bite my tongue, or I don't lash out, and I respond in a calm way. And after the fact, I give my higher power all the glory. I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have done that 7-8 years ago, Thanking God for the failures and the challenges, I guess that keeps me humble. And it keeps me reaching out for my higher power. The big book, and I know they mention the Apostle Paul, but I remember he prays for the one thorn to be removed. And it never actually is. And I always wondered about that. Again, this is just Robology. Maybe it was to keep him humble, to keep him constantly reaching out and realizing that, hey, he can't do the certain things that he does, but God through him can. I don't know. But anyways, that's enough of my rambling for one day. I hope you all have a great day today. Please know I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA, Al-Anon, or any other sector denomination. I am just a friend in this lifeboat recovery. Honored to be here today. If you're sober, my friend, you're a miracle. And if you're not, you're a miracle as well. And you have the opportunity to change and make that first step toward it. And you don't have to do it alone. the first word in the steps is we. And we're in this together. I hope you know that you're worthy of recovery. So with that, my friends, if we were given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.